Hi, John here. In this video, I will talk about what to do if your Facebook advertising access was restricted for your profile. So basically, that means that you cannot, manage anything in your business manager, do anything with your ads, or basically you are locked out of Facebook advertising. And I will also go through those next steps, to kind of ensure you will not make that situation much worse and end up in that Facebook circle of hell of never-ending pain and misery. But first, if you are established e-commerce brand and you would like to scale your sales, definitely click on the link below and schedule a free demo call with my advertising agency Adferation. We are basically Facebook advertising agency focused only on e-commerce, and we basically, before it even became an agency, we were 8-figure e-commerce owners and we still run our own 8-figure e-commerce stores. So if you want to work with people who are not just an agency but also scaling their own stores, definitely click on the link below and schedule that free call with me. Your Facebook advertising access got restricted. That's probably a message that most Facebook marketers seen in their life, right? Doesn't matter what you sell, what offers you promote. At some point, if you spend some kind of money on Facebook, you probably lost your Facebook advertising access at least once, and that means that in most cases it's probably your fault because you did something against policies, but in a couple of cases it could be completely random, right? Random in a way that, let's say there was too chilly weather, over Facebook headquarters, or Mark Zuckerberg probably ate a toast with wrong jam on it, So it could be also completely random reason, why your advertising access got restricted for a profile, but it happens, right? So we basically need to play with what we have. So let's just pretend that you already lost your access and you already requested another review and that review was disapproved, because that also happens recently a lot, even when it's completely random. What is super important, then definitely have multiple admins in your Facebook business manager, right? Because if you don't and you lose that business access, you can't do anything with your business manager. You can't do nothing, you cannot even add another people. So you are basically lost, right? And especially if you have a brand, a page, that you kind of need, because you build it, then 100%, you need to have multiple players so you can just take over. Because even if you lose the advertising access, you can still take over that business manager with some other person that is already in and just keep going with your business. So you will not even need to stop, right? So it's necessary to have multiple admins there, because sometimes some profiles will lose the access randomly or not, but those other admins can just take over and keep going. So it's super important. Another thing is that most people just do one thing, right? When they lose the advertising access, first idea in their head is that I need to now log out of Facebook and immediately log in with some other profile, right? But that's basically what they are looking for. So what happens is sometimes that when you just do that, on same browser, from same Wi-Fi, they will just immediately shut down advertising access of that other account as well, right? So you will lose in 1 minute 2 profiles. And it hurts because most valuable thing is the profile, because profile, proper profile takes for a long time, to properly farm, so it's legitimate and works for years. Other thing what people do, and that's basically when it comes to that profile change, switch, then when they lose their advertising access, they immediately start using another profile. And let's say that, okay, they will log in from different Wi-Fi or different browser, and it's fine, but then they start doing same things that basically got them that advertising access disabled in the first place, right? So they start launching same ads that were disapproved and they should not continue running them, but they still did it, or they start recreate immediately a new page, if their page got lost their advertising access because it had low customer feedback score, and they immediately create new page with a little bit different name around same products that basically caused that low Facebook customer feedback score, and then they immediately lose second profile. And problem is, that if you will keep doing these things, it will not end up only with profile, then you will lose ad account or even business manager. Depends on what kind of weather is right now above Facebook headquarters, right? So you need to be careful, with those next steps, because if you will push it too hard, and do something like stupid, that was the reason why you lost it in the first place, then you will end up in that Facebook circle of hell, and you will be just going like through Mexican waves of like pain and misery, basically, because it will be very difficult to start again, and that's what most people do, and then they go like even more deeper, right? They will start buying like some fake profiles, online, and like some other business managers and whatever, and they just go deeper and deeper, and then their like a business name is flagged, their tax ID is flagged and whatever, and they just can't like get out of it, So really, like, when that happens, just stop and think, what's my next step to not like make it worse. Okay, let's now talk about what to do to basically start over again with just like different profile that you already have, right? Because it was another admin in your Facebook Business Manager. So first, if you can, just use different computer, right? I mean, it's probably not super important, but I just do it because it's like, I'm like more calm inside of, because it just makes sense to use different computer, or at least use like a different browser, right? Like Mozilla or something like that. And from that moment, when you use that other profile, never log in through some Wi-Fi. What I do is that and not just because I don't want to be like flagged, or whatever, I always log in through mobile data, right? So I always like tether from my mobile internet, to computer, because mobile data always like changes IP address, and it's constantly like different, right? And Facebook always look at it as like a legitimate, because they know it's like a mobile connection, right? It's kind of like a better, and you can really like even log in through multiple computers, from that one phone with data, right? Because it's always like different connection, always different IP. So definitely like if you want to be calm, then switch off Wi-Fi and always connect through phone. That's what I do. Once you successfully start using that new profile, then immediately go and delete that old one, right? And I mean like proper, like delete, like that, the deletion that you need to wait for like 30 days, before it's really like erased, right? So that way you can then just go and create new one, right? And let's now talk about how to actually create a new profile, right? So right now you are using that like other profile, but you still need to like keep farming new ones, right? So in my case, I only use profiles for my family, right? So I almost like run Facebook profile of like every person in my like closest family. So every time when we run some profile and it got like its advertising access like restricted, I always immediately like delete the profile, then wait 30 days, then drive to next country next to me, which is like for example, I drive to Vienna in Austria, or just Dresden in Germany, because it's like all like 2 hours, of drive. And then I buy there a SIM card, right? And with that SIM card, I will recreate that profile that I deleted, and important and like most key thing is to, when you are creating that Facebook profile, don't create it through email, right? You don't need to create Facebook profile with email. You can create Facebook profile with phone number, right? So like first month, I don't even have like email on my Facebook, I just have phone number. So with that, for example, in European Union, if you buy a phone number, you always need to like legitimize yourself. So just because you already use a phone number, Facebook knows that you are a legit person, you are real, and so you can just like run. And also, if every time you created something in like new profile in different country, you are basically part of like a different database, right? Because every country have like different laws. And that's why they cannot basically connect you with like your other profile. For example, if I would create something in Czech Republic, because once I did it, I created something in Czech Republic, and because one of my profiles was like disabled, like properly disabled, then those other profiles in 1 second got also disabled. But profiles that I created in different countries, like in USA or Germany, nothing happened to them, So just create that new profile in different country where you have like a clean slate, okay? That's really like important, and with that phone number, because that way you are really like, there is like nothing that it will connect you, in that to that other profile, and you look legit in like Facebook eyes. Also, you can use your real name, okay? Like a lot of people try to change their names, or like hide behind some like other names, but truth is that you cannot really like run ads with like fake name, okay? Because at some point Facebook will check your ID, okay? So just use your real name, just tell Facebook, you know, that you are from that specific country and that specific city where you actually created that profile, right? So just do that, because they will check your ID, so you can just send them different ID that you actually like used to make your other profile, you know, like legit, and then you will be fine, you know. So because if you will delete properly, you know, then create it in a different country, then you are absolutely fine, you know, even with your real name. Then it's super important to use that profile, that new one, for like a couple months, okay? Like don't think that you will just like add couple people, you know, exchange 2 messages like some cat videos, and then it's like ready for ad, you know. That's like never like that. I always really like farm it properly, you know. So that's why I have only family members, because every time I give them that like new profile, they really like use it for months, you know, like with real people, real interaction, and there's like nothing fake about it, you know, because they just use it like any other profile, you know. And so it's properly farmed, you know. It's like real profile. There's like nothing more purest than this kind of like profile, you know, because it's like it has real history. People are constantly engaging with it, you know, constantly messaging it, and it has like daily movement, you know. So that's why all my profiles are usually like running for like years, you know, because they all are like clean, you know. It's like a real profile basically, because we never like buy some like shitty profiles online, you know, because we just farm them like in that proper long-term way, you know. And you really can do it, you know. So in this way you can just create new profile, and after a couple months it's perfect, you know, and you can spend with it like how much you want, you know. You can manage whatever budgets you want, and Facebook will never have any problems with it, okay? So like I said, just do it properly, you know. At least you will have like complete control over everything, because you know it's connected to your business manager. So if you will try to like fuck over Facebook, you know, they will just know, okay? So and then they will like kill the business manager or just those accounts or whatever, you know. So it's really important to do it properly, because every time when you do it properly, it can run for like years, you know, and you will not need to constantly like look behind your shoulder if there is like some like Facebook hammer, you know, trying to like shut your business down, okay? So definitely do that. So thank you very much for watching, and if you actually want to like learn more about Facebook bans, Facebook, you know, like restricted accesses and all that, you know, I've wrote a book, you know, it's called Facebook Advanced Survival Guide, you know, and that book itself, you know, it's free. It will take you out of that Facebook circle of hell, you know, and you'll be able to just keep running your ads, you know, and not stop, you know, especially now when there will be like Q4, you know. So definitely like download that book, you know. And like I said, if you are e-commerce brand and you would like to scale your sales, then definitely click on the link below and schedule a free scaling call with advertising agency Adferation. We focus only on e-commerce clients because we also run our own 8-figure e-commerce stores. So with us, you will be actually able to get probably where you've never been, because we just spent so much money on Facebook of our own money in last years that we just can basically scale anybody, you know. So definitely, you know, click on the link and schedule that call with me. So thank you very much, and I will see you in next video. Bye.